Okay, let's start with something, no, pretty bold. What if the people, or maybe the forces, driving global policy aren't who we think they are?
Right. What if there's like a hidden layer, a secret regime maybe operating completely in the shadows?
Exactly. Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive into some truly extraordinary claims today.
We're going to be unpacking assertions that come from highly classified documents, documents reportedly obtained by Edward Snowden and then analyzed by Russia's Federal Security Services, the FSB.
And the core claim here is, well, it's pretty astonishing. It's that an extraterrestrial intelligence agenda has actually been shaping U.S. policy, both domestic and international, since way back, since at least 1945.
Yeah, it's a massive claim. So our main source material for this discussion is this remarkable FSB report.
Right, and this report apparently details almost 2 million top-secret documents, supposedly from the U.S. Department of Defense, the DoD, and the NSA, the National Security Agency.
All allegedly obtained by Edward Snowden. And we'll also look at statements from Pell Hellier, the former Canadian defense minister.
Yes, Hellier. Because he reportedly had access to these exact same documents, didn't he?
That's the claim. So our mission today, really, is to navigate these incredible assertions carefully. We want to understand what these reports are actually claiming at their core.
And explore what they allege about power, about secrecy, and these potential hidden influences.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've ever found yourself wondering about where the real power lies, or maybe just felt like there's got to be more to the story.
Yeah, like there's something missing from the official narrative.
Exactly. Then this deep dive offers a fascinating perspective. Startling, maybe, but fascinating. It's a very different lens to view world events through.
Definitely different.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's unpack this.
Right. So maybe we should start with Snowden himself. Just a quick refresher.
Good idea.
Okay, so Edward Snowden, computer specialist formerly with the CIA, also an NSA contractor. He burst into public view, really, in late 2012.
That's when he disclosed that huge amount of classified material.
Exactly. And things moved fast after that. He ended up getting asylum in Russia in 2013 after the Obama administration basically labeled him the most wanted man on Earth.
Quite the label. And the FSB report talks about how this all started, the initial contact.
It does. It sounds, like you said earlier, almost like a spy novel. Apparently, Snowden sent an email to Glenn Greenwald, the American journalist.
Right. I remember Greenwald was key in breaking the story.
He was. This was December 2012. And the subject line was just, I and others have things you would be interested in.
Chilling, almost.
Mm.
So what was the big thing? What was the core warning he wanted to get out, according to this FSB report?
Well, his stated reason, according to the FSB's analysis of the documents, was this warning. He apparently claimed there were, quote, two governments in the U.S.
Two governments.
Yeah. The one that was elected, so the public-facing one we all know, and the other secret regime governing in the dark. That's the direct quote cited in the report.
Wow. Okay, so a parallel power structure operating in secret. That's the central idea from Snowden, then.
That seems to be the core warning highlighted by the FSB, yes. It really raises the stakes, thinking about it like that.
It certainly does. But then the question is, who? Who, according to these reports, is supposedly running this shadow government?
Ah, okay. Well, this is where Paul Hellier, the former Canadian defense minister, enters the picture, according to the FSB.
Right. The FSB report claims he somehow confirmed this.
Yes, the FSB experts state in their report that Hellier confirmed these claims about a secret regime. The report says he was given access to all of Snowden's documents.
All 2 million. By whom?
By Russian intelligence services, apparently. That's the claim. And after reviewing them, Hellier supposedly stated they were, in his assessment, accurate.
Okay, so that's the alleged classified side. But Hellier also spoke publicly, didn't he? I seem to remember him making waves.
He absolutely did. It caused quite a stir. Shortly after this alleged extensive interview with the FSB, he actually appeared on Russia Today, on their program, Sophie Cope.
And what did he say there?
Well, he was remarkably open. He admitted, quite frankly, that aliens, extraterrestrials, have been visiting our planet for thousands of years.
Thousands, not just Roswell and onwards.
Nope, thousands of years.
Yeah.
And he went on to describe several types of these extraterrestrials.
Several types. Did he get specific?
He did, and this connects back to the FSB report. He specifically mentioned a group he called the Tall Whites.
That's tall whites. Okay.
And he claimed these Tall Whites are, right now, working with the U.S. Air Force, specifically in Nevada.
In Nevada, so Area 51 territory, maybe?
Yeah.
Or related facilities?
The report implies that sort of connection, yes. But this story then takes an even darker, more complex historical turn, based on what these sources suggest about where this influence allegedly originated.
Okay, how so?
Well, according to the FSB report, what really concerned the Russian authorities, the most alarming revelation from Snowden's documents, was this:
Oh, what?
that these tall whites, the same group Hellier mentioned, are allegedly, quote, the same extraterrestrial alien race behind the stunning rise of Nazi Germany during the 1930s.
Wait, the same aliens linked to the U.S. Air Force in Nevada are also linked to the rise of Nazi Germany.
That's the claim presented in the FSB report, yes. It's a profound assertion, connecting these alleged beings to a really pivotal and dark moment in human history.
That is staggering. Does the report offer anything concrete, any specific examples to back up such a huge claim?
And offers one very specific, striking example concerning Nazi Germany's submarine production.
U-boats.
Exactly. The report states that, at the end of the 1930s, Germany had only 57 submarines, a relatively small number.
Right, that sounds about historically accurate for the pre-war period.
But then, over the 4 years of World War II, the report claims they built and put into service, get this, 11,163 modern, technologically advanced submarines.
Over 1,100 in just 4 years. That's an incredible number, especially considering the technological leap required for advanced WWII U-boats.
It is, and the report explicitly attributes this feat to, quote, alien assistance provided by the tall whites.
Wow, okay, so if that's accurate, it completely reframes our understanding of wartime industrial capacity and, well, the history of technology itself.
It certainly challenges the conventional historical narrative, yes. And according to the FSB report, this alleged influence didn't just vanish after World War II.
It continued.
That's what the report suggests. It claims Snowden's documents further confirm what it calls tall whites Nordic meetings. Not sure why Nordic specifically, but meetings in 1955 with U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Ike met with the tall whites in 55.
That's the assertion derived from the Snowden documents, according to the FSB report.
So what allegedly happened at these meetings? What was the outcome?
According to the report, it was right there during these supposed 1955 meetings between Eisenhower and the tall whites. That's when the secret regime currently ruling over America was established.
So the two governments' idea Snowden talked about, this report traces its formal establishment back to Eisenhower and this alleged alien meeting.
Precisely. That seems to be the timeline presented, which leads to the next question. What does this all mean for us now? What's the supposed long-term plan?
Right. If this secret regime was set up back then, allegedly with alien involvement, what does the FSB report say is its ultimate goal? The agenda of these tall whites.
Okay, so the FSB report details what it calls the tall white agenda, an agenda being implemented, supposedly, by this secret regime.
And that is?
The creation of a global electronic surveillance system.
Global electronic surveillance, like PRISM and all the things Snowden originally leaked about, but on an even bigger scale.
Exactly. The report seems to frame those NSA programs as part of this larger, potentially alien-driven agenda.
And the purpose? Why build such a massive surveillance apparatus, according to these documents?
Well, the report is quite explicit. It says the purpose is, quote, meant to hide all true information about their presence here on Earth.
So total information control to maintain secrecy about the aliens themselves.
That's the stated goal. And it gets even more ambitious or perhaps alarming. The report claims this surveillance system is just one part of something bigger.
Bigger how?
One of Snowden's documents allegedly refers to it as the final phase of their end plan for total assimilation and world rule.
Assimilation and world rule. Okay, that's definitely shifted into full-blown sci-fi conspiracy territory.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? But that's what the FSB report claims is contained within the Snowden documents they analyzed.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? The report also mentions some kind of internal conflict.
Yes. Interestingly, the FSB report also claims that there are people still inside the U.S. government who are actually backing Snowden.
Really? Opposing this secret regime from within?
Apparently. Russian intelligence experts, commenting in the report, note their presence is, quote, unmistakable.
Which implies what?
It indicates, according to the report, that a cataclysmic power struggle is currently underway. A struggle against this secret regime, which the report claims was headed by the Obama administration at the time, by these forces unknown.
A hidden civil war within the U.S. government, essentially, with potential alien factions involved.
That seems to be the implication drawn by the FSB. And this leads to what the report identifies as the ultimate fear for Russian policymakers.
What's that?
Their biggest concern, the report concludes, is the possibility, quote, If those opposing the tall white secret regime ruled over by Obama have themselves aligned with another alien extraterrestrial power themselves.
Good grief. So, not just one alien faction potentially influencing things, but maybe rival alien factions using human governments as proxies.
That's the potential scenario that the report suggests is causing significant concern for Russian authorities. A hidden, complex struggle possibly involving multiple off-world players.
Okay, wow. Let's try to sum this up. It's a lot to take in.
It really is. So just to recap this deep dive, we've explored these pretty astonishing claims. They originate supposedly from Edward Snowden's documents as analyzed and reported by Russia's FSB.
Right. And these claims allege an alien intelligence, the tall whites, influencing U.S. policy since at least 1945.
They allege a direct and frankly disturbing link between these same aliens and the rapid technological rise of Nazi Germany.
Then, the establishment of a secret regime running the U.S. supposedly formalized during meetings between these tall whites and President Eisenhower in 1955.
And finally, a terrifying long-term agenda involving global electronic surveillance. All part of a supposed end plan for assimilation and world rule. Plus, this ongoing hidden power struggle.
It definitely challenges pretty much all conventional understanding of power, influence, and history, doesn't it?
Completely. It invites you, the listener, to really think about how narratives are constructed, even narratives that seem utterly fantastic like this one.
Yeah, how they might reflect maybe deeper anxieties we have about control, about information, about who's really in charge. What part of all this stands out most to you?
That's a good question for everyone listening.
Hmm.
And it leads to that bigger thought, if. And it's a huge if. But if, as these sources suggest, there are powerful hidden forces shaping our world.
Then how on earth do we tell what's real? How do we separate genuine information from deliberate manipulation?
Exactly. And what does that possibility even mean for concepts we hold dear, like human sovereignty, human freedom?
It really leaves you wrestling with a profound question, doesn't it? How much of what we perceive as reality is actually our own? How much is constructed, influenced, or maybe even directed?
A deeply unsettling thought to end on.